I'm going to demonstrate how to make a reversal index from a fully populated flex lexicon. The general principle is that there's a field for reversal entries, and we need to copy something into it. And often what's in the glosses field is suitable or close to suitable for what can go into the reversal field. So the general principle is to copy from glosses into reversal. But there's a lot more details that can help you get a much better reversal index than just simply doing that with all of your entries. In order to copy into a field, the first thing you need to do is make sure that it's showing. I am in the lexicon area, and I'm in the bulk edit entries view or tool. But I don't see the reversals field, so that means I cannot copy into it. I'm going to use the tools menu and do configure columns. And I'm going to find the reversals field, and I will add it. Now, I really want it to be next to glosses, so I'm going to move it up. I want to be able to see the glosses field and the reversals field together. Now, the other thing I want to do is I want to set the writing systems. These fields are both set to show the primary analysis, default analysis writing system, which happens to be English at the moment. But since I'm going to do this first with English and then with Indonesian, I want to set it explicitly. I don't want it dependent on whatever is currently the top writing system. I want to tell it for sure I want English. So I'll do that for glosses, and I will do that for reversals. And sometimes I might have a pair, have glosses for English and glosses for Indonesian, and reversals for English and reversals for Indonesian, all showing all at the same time. But I'm just going to do this two at a time. So here we have glosses, and we've told it we explicitly want it to be the English writing system. Now, let's give it a bit more space. So we could just copy everything, but I don't want to do that. We want to look for the entries that are most likely to be good candidates for copying. Now, as I look through my entries, I notice that I've got some prefixes here. Okay, prefixes often don't get a reversal entry. And so the first thing I'm going to do is I want to filter on the morph type field. I'm going to use the choose command. These other options also work, but with the choose command, it gives me a list of all of the morpheme types. And there's this checkbox for display usage figures. So this gives me an idea of what's in my database. There's 1,719 stems. There's 2368 phrases. There are 21 prefixes. There's a few infixes and enclitics. Now, to begin with, I don't want to make reversals for those. The ones that are going to be the most obvious are going to be the ones that are a bound stem and a stem. Now, I'm going to go through this iteratively. I'm going to find some that are a good candidate to make a reversal and copy those over, and then I'll exclude those from future searches, and I'll keep whittling it down until it's the more and more complicated ones that I might need to do by hand. But the goal is to get as many over in one fell swoop as possible to begin with. So for now, I'm going to tell it to show me stems and bound stems. And I've chosen any selected item. I will click OK. And there are 6,526 entries, which is a lot less than there were before. Okay, so I have a filter on that column. Now I can filter on other columns to do other interesting things. Often, the very first thing that I will do is I will look for entries that have only a single word in them. Now, there's a way to filter for that. It involves regular expressions, and you may or may not know how to do regular expressions yourself. There are some cookbook recipes that you can just apply without really understanding them, or you could find someone to help you. But the first step to do a regular expression is to tick this box for match regular expression. There's also a little cheat sheet over here to help you with the syntax. So what I want to say is I want to start at the beginning of the line, and I want any one character that's not in the set, I want to say it's not a space. So I typed a space and I'm going to use my arrow to get outside of that square bracket. But that square bracket matches a single character, and the caret means a single character that's not whatever's inside the bracket, which in this case is a space. So one character that's not a space, except I want more than one. So I will say one or more times. So that means one or more characters that's not a space. And I want that to be true all the way to the end of the line. Now, if you don't understand this, don't worry about it. You could write this down and you could use it in the future yourself without understanding it. But this is the magic formula for saying that the whole string has no spaces in it. From beginning to end, none of the characters is a space. So let me click OK. Let's remember we had 6526 words. I will click OK. And now there are only 765. So that's how many entries have a single word gloss. Now, I do recommend scrolling down through these. Now, I see this one with question marks. Okay, so that one was uncertain. So maybe that's not a good candidate for a reversal entry. So let me change my filter. Let me scroll down just a bit more. A lot of those look good. There's another question mark. Now, another thing that is in this database is they have used a percent sign for ones that they were not certain of as well. I didn't bump into one, but I happen to know that's there. So I'm going to tweak my filter. I'm going to keep the same filter, but now instead of not a space, I'm going to say not a percent and not a question mark. But question mark is part of the regular expression syntax. So I have to escape it, which means I put a backslash and then the question mark. And the backslash means I want the real question mark, not the one that's part of the syntax for regular expressions. So here is one character that's not a space or percent or slash question mark, one or more of them from beginning to end. So we had 765. Let's click OK. And now there's 740. So we got rid of 25 words. So again, I like to scroll down, see if there's anything that looks, I mean, it's hard to look. You could look through all 765 if you want. Sometimes something will jump out. It's a good idea to use these buttons to go to the very end and this one to go to the very beginning, because often if there's a mess, it's at the beginning or the end. But those look pretty good to me. All of these are checked. We're going to take all of them. And so now, okay, I've set up my filter, but I don't want to be on the list choice tab. I need to be on the bulk copy tab, not bulk replace, bulk copy. What we're going to do is we're going to copy from the glosses field to reversals. So here I have to set up the source field is going to be gloss English, and the target field is going to be reversal English. So it tells where I'm copying from and to. And because it's a copy, it leaves it there in the glosses field, and it just makes a copy. And then it's asking, what should I do if the target field is not empty? We'll come to that in a bit. Let me click preview. And so we can see what's going to happen. I always recommend clicking preview before you click apply. So the blue arrow shows what it's going to look like after the thing happens. And the left side of the blue arrow is nothing, which means that these fields were all empty. So it looks like it's doing most of them. So again, it's good to scroll through, and if you like it, go ahead and click apply. And so now I have 830. Okay, the number changed, but that probably has to do with it sorted on something different. I have 830 reversal entries. So let's pause here. That's one of the most basic ways to get things in there. Let me remove all the filters. Let me go to the reversal index. And this is the English one. And here I can see the reversal entries that I just added to it. And it's got some default formatting. You can customize it, but this is pretty decent. So presto, instant reversal index. So I will pause there for now, and I will do a few more videos with more complicated behavior.